Candlepin New Generation encourages kids to be active and enjoy candlepin bowling. Candlepin New Generation is made possible by Academy Lanes, New England's largest candlepin center. Visit academylanes.com. By your community's public access channel. And by your Franklin friends and neighbors, good folks just like you. Thanks for supporting Franklin TV. And thanks for watching.
Twelve to 14 semifinal showdown number 2 from Woburn Bowladrome. He is Ryan Rowe. I'm Rob Taylor. You're watching Candlepin New Generation, and I am alongside 2 contestants from Academy Lanes looking to keep the momentum going and make the finals. We'll start with you, Julia. Back on the lanes, do you feel like it gives you any advantage having already gotten a string under your belt?
It's like practice for me. I know like what to expect on the lane, like how the adjustment for sliding and where to stand. So I guess it helps me.
Ready to go and in good shape. What about you, Dillon? Coming off of a nice win a couple weeks ago. How are you feeling?
Well, I feel as if they're more fresh than probably us because we have already bowled once. So I'm just interested to see how things play out today.
I'm interested to see how things play out too. So we've got 2 characters, the number 1 seeds in this matchup. Why don't you talk to them?
Sure, I'm excited for this team. Tasha, we're just talking about how you've got 2 second-place finishes in the past. What do you have to do today and hopefully next time to get over this hump?
Hopefully stay on my game.
Stay on your game, and what's your game?
Over 100.
Over 100? All right, now, Billy, I don't even really care about your bowling. Can we talk about your socks? Yeah. Like, what is going on with the socks? Get a foot up here. Get a foot up here.
So there's a doggy and a duck.
Doggy and a duck. All right. Are these your good luck socks?
I have no idea. I just grabbed them.
So it's a random pair of crazy-looking socks.
Yeah.
All right, what do you got to do today for you, your socks, and your partner to move on to the next round?
Pick pins.
That's it. Play the pins.
That's it. Well, let's watch them. Tasha Hussey is throwing out the first ball on lane 38. Go get him, Tasha. Julia Jones next to her in the purple. She's on 37. Tasha, our number 1 seed.
Excited for this match.
This is a good one.
First ever Nike-sponsored athlete on Candlepin New Gen.
Not true. Not true. Tasha veers a little left. That is a nice headband.
It is a nice headband.
Yeah. I always wanted to be a headband kind of person, and it just never worked out.
Like Rafael Nadal?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, those tennis players, they just looked so cool as a kid.
Yeah, I knew you like that.
Unlike bowlers. Nice start by Julia with a nice 10. Tasha at 6. Tasha, the fire truck, Hussey. Her name, not mine. Also lists kleptomaniac as her nickname. I don't know if that's a nickname or an accusation. Julia on the headpin. Both our contestants on the headpin, but Julia with something a little nicer to look at. Julia with the nickname Jules. She's got a pair of 2 pieces of wood. 1 in good shape. She hits it. Oh, but the ball veers right. Doesn't catch that 10.
Into my book.
And a tough start for Tasha with the 5. That's just a tough box getting a spread eagle. 9 for Julia. And with just pinning, she's able to pick up an early 8-pin lead. Tasha Hussey tossed a 316 to qualify for the program, our top score in the 12 to 14 girls age group. Billy Lewis, the top score in the gentlemen's group at 299.
Wow.
Julia Jones qualified with a 260.
Billy got the top 2.
Billy did get the top 2. 299 and 298 to pace the field.
Consistent.
Tasha also would have qualified with her second score of 279. The only person that didn't beat was Jenna Ward, but Julia Jones doesn't care about that. What a shot. Cuts the triangle into the 7-pin. A beautiful shot that deserves an instant replay, Chris. Cutting the triangle right over into it.
What's this instant replay controversy we have going on?
So Tasha has never had an instant replay on our show.
Wow,
despite some strong performances. Wow. I blame it on the lazy editors of yesteryear, but not Chris. Tough half Worcester for Tasha. And as a former editor of the show myself, instant replays are always annoying.
So you're a little bit to blame here.
Yeah, definitely. 4 fill for Julia. Brings her up to 33 through 3. Another chance. Leaves the solid 9-pin. Great bid. Tasha, meanwhile, looking for a big out. Nice job. Takes those 3 that were tied up. 10, meanwhile, for Julia. So 43 to 28 in the early going. Both our contestants going into their last box of the half. Going to try to look to put a mark up there. This is where it can be tough for a contestant. When you're Tasha, you have a tough box early with the spread eagle. And it's tough in a one-string match to get that momentum going. She's going to look to pick up a mark here. Julia a little off.
Really got to teach these. You got to almost treat these halves as their own like little games. You know what I mean? Sit down, wipe it out. Don't worry about the final score. Just worry about pins you can gain or lead you can gain on in the second half.
Definitely. Tasha with the 36 half, Julia with a 49 half, and our ladies will take the seats. So an early 13-pin advantage for Julia Jones. She hands that off to Dillon Tufts. Meanwhile, Tasha, well, like you said, look to clear her head as Billy Lewis takes the lane from her.
I want to call him Billy Lewis in the news.
Oh, that's good.
Thanks.
Yeah. Billy with his first ball a little bit off, getting those jitters out of the way. Dillon's first ball is on. He's looking at the 7-10, but the 7 drops. And now he's got a single pin to pick up. Billy Lewis with the nickname Skid.
Should be the news.
Skid Lewis. Oh, kisses the wood in front. Dillon with a spare leave. Forget leave, pickup. Nice 10 by Billy. You can see that powerful ball by Lewis why he was the 1 seed.
Buried that.
Dillon Tufts, the Londonderry native, bowler out of Academy Lanes. Billy Lewis from Pittsfield in Newport Entertainment Center. Dillon Tufts with a false start, catches himself. No 5-yard penalty here. Billy off the head pin and a ton of action.
Yikes.
Solid 8. That wood looks like it'll creep into the gutter. Dillon with a hammer. Bomb by Dillon Tufts. And what a start for the Academy native. Billy just off.
Dillon had like a head shake and a little shimmy going on. It's like Antoine Walker.
Trying to drop some threes. Nice 10 for Billy. So now something to go wild for is Dillon Tufts with that hammer. He is a third of the way to our $500 Woburn Bowladrome triple strike jackpot. He's off to a great start. Billy, meanwhile, no stranger to big scores with a 165 high single. That one gets away from the second one that got a little left. He's going to try to compose himself here. Dillon veers left 2, gets a little backdoor action. Billy buries that. That's the one he wanted first. He'll take the spare. Dillon with a nice 8 fill. So Billy shows what he's capable of with that giant spare. He's going to want to throw that same ball here.
Same ball, and this is a whole new ball game.
Dillon with a nice 10. He's off to a great start. 48 in the third. Billy at 30 and a ball in the third. So a double-digit early lead for Julia Jones and Dillon Tufts, but Billy can chip away into that with this mark here. Billy on the head pin, maybe with the highest velocity of our 12 to 14-year-olds, and a very makeable spare leave. Dillon straight through and a tough spread eagle.
Might have the highest velocity of any of our bowlers.
Might be right, yeah. That oldest age group, Kai Hunt, maybe one to keep an eye on. Billy. Is that good? Billy calls it good, so that's a mark for Billy. We're going to take care of that wood. You can just throw a ball. Wait for Dillon, though, Billy. And a 10 for Dillon. That puts him at 58. Billy Lewis with a close spare lead there. He's trying to clear the wood. He's got 2 marks in a row, but can't get it in the gutter here. Maybe we should have sent Elisa down. Try the reset. So close and yet so far. Elisa's got this. That will give me a chance to do some math here. Billy Lewis at 48 and the ball in the fourth. Dillon at 58. Still about a 20-pin difference.
The older the kids get, the harder the math becomes.
Tell me about it. Not looking forward to 15-18. Billy Lewis working on a spare. He's at 48 in the ball in the fourth. Buries the head pin. Looking for some late action here. He'll claim 5. Brings him up to 53 in the fourth. And so that makes it an 18-pin lead still for Julia and Dillon Tufts.
Oh, what a...
Billy's been doing his best to chip into it. So a little off, and so now both contestants looking for big outs to clean up their halves. 7 for Lewis. And an 8 for Tufts. So 66 half for Dillon Tufts, 60 for Billy Lewis. Strong bowling by our gentlemen. And that gives us a, I believe, 19-pin lead in favor of Julia Jones and Dillon Tufts as our ladies take the lanes at the halfway point. Halfway point, as always, a great opportunity for us to go to our FranklinTV staff member of the match. This one is our fellow cameraman, Mark. Mark worked with Bob Gamir back on the Channel 56 programs. He also is from New York, where he bowled 10-pin as a teenager and was said to find this whole Candlepin thing really weird. It's like the pins lost weight, he said. We love working with Mark on the program. Nice 10 for Julia with a 59. She got robbed of a spare. Thought that 7-pin was going to drop. And Tasha now looking to build some second half momentum here. Billy kept her in this thing. Seems like she's found her way up there in the lane. She's been on the head pin.
Like I said, new half. Forget the first half.
Chance to get things going. Julia veers a little right. Tasha on the head pin. Not much to show for it, but a potential instant replay worthy spare if she can convert. Tasha's got a 140 high single, so she's capable of big things up there on the lanes. Catches the wood, nearly steals it. And Tasha with the 8, same with Julia.
Pair of 8s.
So 67 for Jones, 54 for Hussey. And Tasha
Another camper.
has favorite book listed as 5 feet apart.
You know that one?
No. No, so there goes my teacher credentials. The Lovely Bones is the favorite book of Julia Jones, which I feel like I've heard of, but I have not read.
Is that the one where they made the movie with Mark Wahlberg?
Doubt it.
I don't know. Be careful here.
I think you're thinking of Ted. Julia Jones has her father, Jason, listed as her favorite pro bowler. Nice bid by Julia. Another tough out for Tasha. She's struggling to get momentum up there on the lane. She's at 60 in the 8th. Julia at 76 through 8. But all it takes is a couple of marks here for Tasha to get her duo right back into this thing. Julia, former champion on the program. She won last year in the 11 and under age group. She's looking to clinch a spot in the finals to try to do it in the 12 to 14 age group. Just missed.
Has Julia got holes in the back of her pants? The ankles?
I think that's for extra ankle flexibility.
Is that what it is?
Stave off injury.
Support?
Wouldn't want what happened to Olivia to happen here.
It's true.
2 9s for our ladies as they go into their final box of the game. The difference, 22 pins in favor of Julia and Dillon. Tasha would love a big mark here, knock that down into the low teens. Give Billy and that powerful first ball a chance to do their damage. Tasha off the head pin, but a makeable spare leave. Same for Julia. Julia just a bit outside.
Should let it go.
Nearly steals it from the back. Tasha, meanwhile, also just a whisker right. So Julia leaves the head pin and finishes at 94. Tasha finishes with a tough 79 game. And so a 21-pin advantage is handed to Dillon Tufts.
Is that right there? box 9?
That is me having bad penmanship.
Okay.
Me having bad penmanship. Luckily, the folks at Foam will only see great, beautiful Franklin TV graphics. So Billy looking to chip into a big deficit. And a great way to do that is with a big first box, and that gives him a chance. Dillon just off the head pin. He'll look at the high-low jack.
Ooh.
Billy, meanwhile, veers a little left. A little excited there. Nice bid by Dillon.
Sounds like a conductor.
Has a good little fist bump. Billy with the 9, gains 1 back. Billy Lewis lists his favorite song as the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air theme song. A phenomenal choice.
Great song. It's only like 30 seconds long, but it's a good one.
There's an extended cut that makes it to like a minute 10.
It's like a third verse, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. The worst verse, though. They were smart to cut it.
Oh, yeah. I mean, they cut it for a reason.
Dillon's favorite song is Old Town Road. Billy! Just the 10 pin. Dillon just off. Billy going at the single. Oh, just a bit right. Dillon gets the 10. Dillon says, smell you later to the 10 pin. So 84 to 79 for our gentleman in the 7th. 2 strong strings by both of our contestants. Still a 20-pin lead in favor of Dillon Tufts.
Really needs one there.
We saw Billy with a couple of opportunities there that just got away. You can see he's capable of those big first balls. That's another one. I'll stare at the 7. Dillon, meanwhile, a spread eagle. Does a nice job clearing 3 of them. Billy gets a little away.
Good out on that line. That's a great out on that
Great
line.
9 by Dillon. And if you're Dillon at this point, you're all about avoiding that bad box. And when you get a spread eagle like that, it can be tricky. But he does a great job getting the 9 out. So 19 pins the difference here with 2 boxes remaining. 19 pins in favor of Dillon Tufts. He's got 93 in the 8th. Billy Lewis, 89. So Billy looking for that hammer. He's got another makeable spare lead. They've all been makeable this half. It's all about trying to convert them. So Billy's going to want to send those 2 over. Dillon, meanwhile, steals a spare and a huge fist pump from Tufts. Billy, meanwhile, hits the object, doesn't carry the 7.
I don't know how that didn't go.
Hit it perfect. Picks up the 10, does Billy. He is just running out of time. So 19 pins here, the difference. And so really a big fill here from Dillon will put him in the finals with partner Julia Jones. And it's worth noting that Dillon states that he has a good Russian accent.
I hope Dillon throws 1 ball in the resets.
It's true. In his last match, he threw 2 and hit the button after the victory ball. Dillon does clinch it with that 6 fill. And so he and partner Julia Jones will be moving on to a final showdown. They will be facing Jenna Ward and Nate Rubik in what should be an awesome match. Nate Rubik.
Okay, nice. Whoa.
And Billy with nothing to be ashamed of, a strong 100 game and counting. Dillon's going to finish with a big 116 string. And it is a 108 for Billy Lewis. So Julia Jones and Dillon Tufts toss a 210 to advance to our finals. We'll talk to them right now. Strong performance by Julia and Dillon. They combined for a 210 total. Julia, we'll start with you. A lot of body English on the lanes up there. Looks like you're feeling comfortable.
Yeah, I'm definitely getting more comfortable with like how the pins are falling and like everyone here, so that's better.
And now you have the advantage of just staying up here. You're bowling in the next match. Are there any adjustments you want to try to make?
I've been throwing to the right a lot, so I kind of want to either like fix my arm, fix where I'm standing, fix something like that to not throw to the right.
Cool. We've got plenty of time to figure it out. And Dillon doesn't have much to figure out at all with the big 116 game.
Yeah, no, huge game. You had a comfortable lead for most of it, but you still threw a big spare in the ninth to really just seal the deal. Tell me about bowling with a lead, and then tell me about the big mark in the ninth to get the victory.
Me, I was just focusing on my competition and thinking they could come back at any moment, and that just pushed me to try my hardest and win.
And then how do you keep the momentum going over into the championship match?
Just keep myself up and keep telling myself you can do this.
Anything that you might have not liked from the game? I mean, it was a great game. Or anything you we want to work on a little bit?
With my last box, I was starting to get lazy with the ball and starting to drop it, so I just need to fix that, and I think I'll be okay.
All right, there you go.
So these two are advancing to our finals. They're going to take on Jenna Ward and Nate Rubik. We hope you will be so kind to join us. I know Brian will join us. I will join us. The fine folks at Woburn Bowladrome will, and our friends at Franklin TV will too. So thank you for watching Candlepin New Generation. We'll see you next week, everybody.
Candlepin New Generation encourages kids to be active and enjoy candlepin bowling. Candlepin New Generation is made possible by Academy Lanes, New England's largest candlepin center. Visit academylanes.com. By your community's public access channel. And by your Franklin friends and neighbors, good folks just like you. Thanks for supporting Franklin TV. And thanks for watching.